So this is probably the dose that I needed to get back on track. It also marks another occasion where Mollywood goes wild. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now. And as a video ritual, remember to like and comment on the video. Liking and commenting helps fuel the YouTube algorithm, and I have been a little inactive, on YouTube, particularly because it didn't give me the motivation, to make a video given the circumstances, that were around, There was a war happening, there were a lot of other things also happening. So all of it, kind of weighed me down a little, and I felt no, I'm not too motivated, make a video actually for the channel and for everyone of my Digi family. And I have been getting a few DMs, on Instagram, on, where are you and stuff. I am fine and slowly getting back on track. And it was yesterday that I decided, let's venture out and let's go for this new Malayalam film without having any idea about what the film is about. I didn't even check its trailer. I just saw that there was a Malayalam movie playing and I just went for it. A little hint that I got before the film was that it is actually appreciated, which kind of was a positive going into the film, but I had no idea what the film is about. And so the Malayalam film that we are going to be talking about is Padakkalam. Padakkalam, which stars Suraj Venjaramoodu, Sharafudheen, Sandeep, Pradeep, and it is directed by Manu Swaraj. And this film had to be a chaotic watch in a very good way. I absolutely had a blast. I had a blast, while watching the film, and it's just the kind of film that I needed, to kickstart the momentum and get back on track as far as making YouTube videos are concerned. And so, if the first thought that came in my mind, and I was looking up what does Padakkalam actually mean, and it actually means a battlefield. It means a battlefield, which is ironic with the circumstances that we as a country are going through. I'll get to that as well. But as far as the film is concerned, it has two contrasting settings, of the term battlefield. One is right at the start when the animated open, the cold open gives you a little context, while also giving a faint hint about two important historical figures as they went on a battle with each other. The second, though, completely changes that tonal aspect of the drama and completely switches into an unconventional mode, which is nothing new for the Malayalam film industry. It absolutely does that all the time. Here, the setting is that of an engineering college, and the first thing that you notice in the engineering college in the film is that there is a little bit of a student protest that is taking place, which is again a little, reflection about the setting, that of a battlefield. But it is not the story about a student protest at all, and that is where the allegory, I think, kicks in. In a way, Padakkalam is an antithesis of its title in itself, if I have to talk about it tonally speaking. And that is what, makes things interesting, But coming to the story and screenplay, Padakkalam is a high concept film in itself. And it is this concept that actually binds and makes a cohesive unit out of a film that otherwise could have been a little fragmented of sorts. One of the interesting aspects, although the characterization is not the main aspect, but one of the interesting aspects remains the characterization, because initially when you're introduced to the character of Sandeep Pradeep, his character's name is Jitin, you see him as almost vulnerable and on the verge of a breakup. He doesn't know the reason for that, and he's just, talking with his friends that are there. Cut to, there are two other characters that are also introduced. Ironically, they are professors, of the college. It's a little bit of a loose reference to money heist of sorts, in a very different context, I would say. And these two characters are drastically different from each other also. The two characters played by Sharafudheen and Suraj Venjaramoodu, they are different kind of professors. Sharafudheen remains the popular among the students, you can say. Suraj Venjaramoodu is more on discipline and wants his students, to study and not focus too much on the protests that are there. but it is this dynamic that changes when there's a little hint that is dropped about the character of Sharafudheen being a mysterious guy seen from the lens of Jitin, which is Sandeep Pradeep. And I think that changes the dynamic, of the film completely, and it completely goes chaotic after that point, even from a concept point of view. Now, recently I was, going through an interview of Anurag Kashyap, and he actually had said that the Malayalam film industry is known to, get influenced by some of the concepts that are played out in the West, even from some of the lesser popular films that are there. But the speciality of the industry, and this is the important part, the speciality of the industry is that it borrows the concept, makes it its own, and actually, converts it into something like you can say a grounded kind of a drama. And this is what happens here as well. The concept loosely can be influenced. In this case, in this film, it seems loosely loosely taken from the English film Jumanji. And so it's a game within a game, so to say. And to take that concept and make it its own is absolutely skill worthy stuff. It's brilliant stuff, and it actually creates its own set of rules. So even within the skirmishes, there's a cat and mouse game that unfolds that leads to a chaotic first half that is there. It almost represented some of the Priyadarshan films that I have watched, the Priyadarshan comedies that I have watched, even the Hindi remakes of the Malayalam films that are there, where all the characters are under one roof. So it absolutely did not, surprise me when there's a character that came out of nowhere and did what he had to do, and eventually got away. It just felt a part of the universe perfectly, and I think that the tone was so superbly caught on that it absolutely hit the roof as far as the laughter was concerned. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and this is when the concept again kicks in the second hour. The concept of a body swap, which is also seen in one of the other versions of Jumanji called Jumanji: The Next Level, which starred The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. In 2019, there was another Netflix film, was also a bunch of other films that have the concept of a body swap. But here the rules are completely, of their own, and this is what is actually Anurag Kashyap meant. He took the concept and completely switched it on its own with a three-way body swap that is there, and it just adds so much texture, so much chaos to the drama that absolutely it hit the roof. As far as the comedy is concerned, I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed the second half as well, because there were so many innovative concepts that were introduced in that. For instance, there was this alcohol sequence that was there, in which one character wants to drink alcohol, just giving an excuse that the body is not his. Cut to, in the very next scene, there's another character that gets affected by the alcohol despite not consuming a drop of it, and that is the concept that just hit it out of the roof. The interlinked rules that are there in the game, spot on, chef's kiss, I would say. And there was a little subplot within a subplot, one that had a little bit of an emotional core, essentially that of two unexciting guys which were tied by the fate of the ability of the others to love them. And I think that was an interesting concept. There was another case of pregnancy that happens with one of the characters. All these add to it. There's another ailment that is going on with regards to another character. Other than that, it just takes you slightly away from the comedy, I would say. These slight aspects, not that it was too much distracting as well, it just pulls you back with the comedy, because the concept in itself is so powerful that it actually makes for a wonderful watch. Now there are meta references as well also, even as one character goes completely rogue in the second half. It has meta references to John Wick, to Dog Day Afternoon, the 1975 Al Pacino film. Amazing meta references that are there, and that's what added texture to the drama as well, which brought me to the final act, which kind of made it, put it in the similar mold as that of the title of the film, Padakkalam Battlefield. It went similar to that, which really made me feel that you could have stretched it a little, it could have been expanded a little, but it still made for a fun watch as far as the story and screenplay is concerned. Even the game that it was set, loosely based on Ludo is what they're saying, with references to the Mahabharata. It was amazing, how, references were borrowed and made something of your own. Wonderful, wonderful. As far as the technical aspects are concerned, the dialogues, the music, and the direction, I think the dialogues are hilarious but also purposeful. In a scene, you see a character talking about brain-computer interface, which ironically was also my project in the engineering days that I was, in the part of the final year project that was there. Anyway, it added to the drama. It wasn't just misplaced in it just to work as an individual gag. It was actually coherent and added texture to the drama as a connecting thread between scenes, and I think that made for a wonderful, wonderful, thoughtful watch as well. The music and the BGM are really good, make for a splendid watch as well. I also like the cinematography, which was basic with the characterization, I would say, but when it came to the VFX enhanced the film and enhanced the frames also, given the budget of the film, which may not be a lot, I would say, that added to the texture as well. The editing also kept the runtime of the drama in check. It made for a taut watch. Director Manu Swaraj, I think he did a wonderful, spectacular job, as far as the direction is concerned. Not so much with the world building and characterization, which ideally I would have looked for in a Malayalam film. But here the concept itself was so strong. It, as I said, it added a cohesive unit. It connected the threads, connected the characters, and made for an engrossing watch. And he was fully committed to that concept. It was a committal effort as far as the filmmaking is concerned, and that's what clicked. That's what made the comedy click as well, and that is something that absolutely hit it out of the park as far as I was concerned. Quickly coming to the performances, I think the performances are wonderful as well, by the entire cast. Niranjana Anup, I think she has a spectacular screen presence. Despite a limited role, she does a good job. She leaves a mark, Other characters like Ishan also, managed to impress. Pooja Mohanraj also manages to impress. The twin Aruns that are there, as well as Saf Boy, the three guys, they actually, brought the house down as far as the laughter quotient of the film was concerned. They were so bloody good in the film. Which brings me to the three principal characters that I would like to call them principal, which is Sharafudheen, Suraj Venjaramoodu, and Sandeep, Pradeep. These three characters that were there, because it was a body swap kind of a concept, they got to play twin kind of characters with different traits from the first half and the second half, and all three of them managed to impress. They were superb in the film, absolutely chaotic with their performances, and absolutely brought the house down with their different kind of antiques that are there. It made for a lovely watch. So overall I felt that Padakkalam is a brilliant concept. It's packaged almost like a whimsical fantasy comedy that absolutely hits the sweet spot as far as the comedy is concerned. It's been a while since I watched a good comedy film, and especially in times of trauma like this, I absolutely enjoyed my time at the theaters. It was a lovely watch. Highly recommended from my end. This film came out of nowhere, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you have watched the film, let me know in the comments on what did you make of Padakkalam, the film. Did it work? Did it not work for you? I thoroughly enjoyed it, but if you didn't, no problem. You can still share your opinion, or else even if you've enjoyed it, you can drop your theatrical experience of your show, you can say. And also remember to like the video or dislike the video. Any engagement helps create some buzz and helps fuel the YouTube algorithm. Also, you can also share this video with your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe to the channel. My detailed review of Padakkalam is available on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S, the link of which is in the description box below. Remember to check that out. You can read it in your language as well. If your language is Malayalam, you can translate into Malayalam as well. You can also follow me in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, and Nokio. I'm new on Nokio as well. You can leave a follow there as well. And I'll see you again with another video. Till then, take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers.